What's going on, YouTube? I am still stuck at the hotel, so I'm not rolling today. They fixed the problem. It was a sensor for the DEF, and come to find out, I got a leak. Go some more drivers down there. They barbecuing. They're having war stories. I don't feel like listening to them. So I'm just taking a walk, stretching my legs. I've been here 4 days already, and it looks like I'm gonna be here to Tuesday because it's a pipe that comes off the DEF that goes, I guess, to the motor. It's a crack in there somewhere, and that's the part that they don't have, that they have on order. And I'm waiting for it to come in. They don't receive orders on Monday, so it'll be Tuesday at the earliest. He said once he gets it in, it shouldn't take him about an hour or so to slap it on, and then I'll be ready to go. At least that way I know things are fixed, but it done screwed up my second Texas run. Plus, the manager had to send down another driver to rescue that load for me because, remember, I was going to Columbus, Ohio, and so now I couldn't make it, and they needed to be there today, which is the Sun's day, Sunday. And so I went back and put it outside the gate at Peterbilt, and put the paperwork in the side box. So the other driver was coming from Chicago to grab it to deliver it. So I get partial payment for bringing it this far. Plus, I had a 12-hour layover on that load, so it was still going to be a decent amount. But the thing I really hate is that I don't get a chance to get the two, one of the two Texas runs. But you know, it is what it is. You know, such is life. So somebody got the truck parked here. Two guys got trucks parked here. But yeah, it is what it is. I said I'd come outside since it's kind of warm. It's about 61 degrees down here in Indianapolis. It's the Hoosier state. All right. They had quite a few events around here lately. They had 3 people to die down here in the last 4 days, something like that. The pregnant woman I showed you all, supposedly, I guess she was walking to the truck stop to get her maybe some cigarettes or something. I don't know. Who knows what she was going to get. And it was just getting dark, and a police officer hit her, and he hit her hard too, because the front of his squad car was dented all up like he had hit another car or something. Come to find out, he hit a pedestrian, and it happened to be a pregnant lady, and she died at the scene. So I don't know. You know, God bless the dead is all I can say based off of that, because I wasn't around to see it. But you know, it is what it is, man. You got to be careful out here in this world. You just can't be walking around and doing all kind of stuff and not paying attention to your surroundings. But you know, women take a lot of things for granted anyway. So even when they're driving, they drive so reckless. But it is what it is. But anyway, I said I'd come outside and walk around, stretch my legs. I'm tired of sleeping. I done got enough sleep now, so I'm well rested. I feel really good. Some little restaurant next to us here. I don't want to walk too far because, you know, you got these areas they're not used to seeing people walking. You know what I mean? So I don't want to bring forth the police. They see you just walking. I can at least walk in this lot though, because I got my work shirt on. That's why I always try to keep a work shirt on too, guys, because it kind of implies that you're not the average basement dwelling, you know what I mean, incel like they try to paint us out to be. Oh, we not working, we don't have jobs and all this, we don't have responsibilities. That's what they try to say, but you know, I try to always look like, you know, I got something going for myself, even when I ain't really got nowhere to go. You know, I still put on some nice clothes. But this is where I'm at, y'all. Yep, Holiday Inn right across the street. I didn't even notice that till now. But yeah, so I want to bring about my talk today, and I want to talk about revenge. They say there's no fury like a woman scorned, or something, however it go. Excuse me. And I think that is a true statement. Women hold grudges way more than men do. And when it comes to revenge, women definitely believe in revenge. So I think we need to talk about that. You know what I mean? Because I think back, a lot of things used to happen to me, you know, because I was always a tall guy. I was always pretty fit and a handsome dude in my own right. And I was fairly smart. I got good grades in school when I decided to do the work. And what I noticed was a lot of girls liked me in high school. I'm gonna go back to high school. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to even grammar school. Around 8th grade, I had a couple chicks liking me at the same time, right? This is when I really started coming into my own. 8th grade was the year. And I had two of the best looking girls in 8th grade liking me. One of them was kind of short, and she had a real big old basketball booty. I mean, beautiful, you know, but now she wasn't the most attractive. But once she put all her clothes and stuff on and did her hair up and put on something, she was really attractive. And then I had the best looking girl in the class, okay? And me and the best looking girl were going together first. I mean, nothing really came of it because we ended up getting into it, and we ended up fighting. And I decided to leave her alone after that. And then I decided to try to talk to the other girl who clearly liked me, but she wouldn't talk to me now that I was free to talk to her and I'm open to the possibilities. Now she doesn't want to talk to me because I didn't pick her from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be able to read her mind. Yeah, I can see the way she smiled at me and the way she blinked her eyes at me or whatever, but she never actually came out and said, you know, hey, you know, that she liked me. She never came out and said anything. So I'm supposed to just read her mind, where the other girl was a little bit more, you know, forthcoming, and she let me know that she liked me. So, you know, it ain't no coincidence why I picked her. I'm gonna have a seat on these crates, y'all, so I don't go back down there where they at, cause bunch of betas down there. I don't want to be down there while they running their damn mouths. But anyway, so she wouldn't talk to me. Now, she had a friend, and her friend sat next to me in class, right? Well, the girl I'm talking about, the second girl, she didn't sit near me in class, but her friend did. And her friend was like string bean pole body type. You know, she was like that pole, that telephone pole y'all see right there off in the distance. And so I was her friend because she sat next to me, and this particular chick was the smartest girl in the class. So we sitting right next to each other. You know, she would help me with my work and all that. So I became her friend because, hey, I see this is a good thing. It's a good thing for me. You know what I mean? Now, I never factored in the fact that she liked me. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't that attractive. Her teeth was kind of jacked up. She was shaped like a telephone pole. You know, no nothing. But she was super duper smart. So I really was cool with her because of that. You know what I mean? I wasn't, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool right here.
Just want to make sure.
All right.
Everybody keep reading both.
All right, thank you. Nah, I'm cool. Y'all ain't finna get to try to know me. I don't need no assistance. I don't need no help. I don't want no company. None of that. You know what I mean? See, I'm down here minding my business. And they want me to come down there. They down there got pork chops on the grill. No, god doggone well, I can't tolerate pork in the least bit. And on top of it, you know, they got hamburgers and all that, drinking soda. No. I don't even want to smell it. That's why I came down here to sit down here by myself. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to my story. I digress. So the chick that sat next to me, she was super duper smart. She was the smartest kid in the class, and I was fortunate to be sitting next to her. So I really, you know, was digging her based off of her intelligence and her personality. It didn't have nothing to do with looks, but I wasn't interested because she just wasn't my type. We didn't even match up. You know what I mean? I'm like the handsome guy, the tall guy, the athletic guy. All the girls kind of like me. And so here I got the option of having the two best women in the whole class. Why would I pick the nerdy girl with the glasses, the messed up teeth, and the no body? The other two girls were, you know, the one, she wasn't super duper attractive, but her body made her a 10. And the other girl, she had a very nice body and she had a pretty face. And so I had the two best. Why would I pick her, right? So I never did. Never thought nothing of it. So we graduate, and she wrote something in my little, you know, that little book that they give you, and everybody get to write something. So it was a few girls that I gave my book to write something in. And now I've been in this class all year. I had just transferred to this school at the beginning of the 8th grade. So I've been in this damn class all year. Do you know, damn near half the girls in the class like me? When I gave my book to write in, you know, you're supposed to say, you know, you're going to have a nice life and, you know, plenty of adventures and that type of thing, what they write in there, you know. All of them wrote in there basically something to kind of indicate the fact that they like me. And so I'm like, so I remember this one particular girl. I never seen her again since this day, so I guess I could say her name. Her name was started with an something with an O. One of them old. It was one of them Eastern European names. It was funny for a black girl to have that kind of name. And she was attractive, but I never even remember her ever talking. You know, she was attractive, she had a nice little body, and she stayed to herself. And I don't never even remember this girl's voice, her ever talking to them. But when I gave my book to write in, she wrote some stuff in there like, you know, she wished, you know, I could have been her husband or some shit, the way she wrote, future husband, something. I forgot exactly what it was. And then when I was trying to talk to her, you know, she brought up the fact that, you know, I picked the two best looking girls, and I wouldn't be interested in her. So I was like, well, whatever. So I left it alone. But just to show you the fact that I didn't notice this girl, because she kind of, you know how them girls that start out at the beginning of the year, they might be a little skinny, but by the end of the year, you know, they had a whole year of growth, so they bodies changed. So she grew, you know, a nice set of jugs, and her hips started getting round, and her acne started, you know, clearing up a little bit. Maybe mama bought her some medicine or something. She got some better looking glasses, and all of a sudden, she's on my radar now. But it's too late because now she feels the need to punish me for not noticing her. But yet now, she never said nothing to me all year. I can't remember 2 words this girl ever said to me. But now that it's an opportunity that we could be together, she's gonna take this time to punish me. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh well, it didn't make sense to me at that age. And I see why it didn't make sense to me now, because the shit don't make sense, period. Okay? She could have missed out on the possibility of me becoming her husband. You know what I mean? Because quiet as it kept, I like chicks with glasses. I like quiet chicks. I don't like these loudmouth ass chicks. Now I've had them because I can outthink them, and I can out-talk their ass when I really want to, especially when I'm upset. You know what I mean? But I like the quiet chicks. I like the reserved chicks. You know what I mean? Now, it's hard to pinpoint their intentions and that type of thing because they don't talk much. But it's easy to kind of see when they get out of character, too. If they do some things that's out of character, you'll be able to notice it because they're like, damn, she ain't been doing that. So you probably pick up on that real quick. But that's just one instance, right? Now, let me go back to the girl that sat next to me that was the smartest in the class. So we graduate, right? She writes some nice little stuff in my book, too, right? But I ain't think nothing of it. So we graduate. I don't see her no more, right? Because I'm going to the bad boy school and she going to the top school in the city. So we were going to not see each other no more. But the problem being, that wasn't necessarily the case. The reason being, when I got the job at McDonald's, her brother worked there. Her oldest brother worked there. Now, I didn't put 2 and 2 together at first when me and this guy met each other, but we just hit it off, So we started hanging out, we would get off work, and he was older. He might have been maybe 4 years or something like that older than me, 5 years older than me. So if I was a freshman when I got that job, which would have put me at around 14, 15, he had to be about 20. You know what I mean? So, he was basically a grown man. So we hanging out, we got cool, and never did put it together that this was, her brother. So every year, the manager at McDonald's used to throw a party for New Year's Eve, celebrating the New Year. So I never went, I just never had time, never really had the desire to go. But, me and her was cool. We was a lady. And she was like, yeah, you got to come this year. So I'm like, yeah, everybody else was going. So I'm like, yeah, let me go because I wasn't working. So I go to the party. But keep in mind, I remember back then, guys, I was doing drugs and getting high. And so back then, weed was our thing. And we called it syrup, but the guys now call it lean. Okay, but it's basically cough syrup, codeine. So we were drinking codeine back in the 80s. This was in the 80s, y'all. So this is way before the lean epidemic of today. So I remember buying a half a bottle of syrup. That's what we called it. And 2 pills, basically. I forgot the barbiturates or whatever the hell they were. I don't even remember what the hell they were right now. And smoked me some weed, and I drank the beer. And I mean, I was off my look. I was off my rocker. I ain't gonna even lie. Shit, it was snowing that night, and I'm walking in the snow, falling and laughing and just having a good time. So when I get to the party, hell, I'm damn near soaking wet. You know what I mean? But I didn't give a damn because I was high as a kite. So I get to the party. Keep in mind, it's a house party. So I get to her house, and everybody's there already because I've been out falling and having fun in the snow and getting high. So when I get there, guess who's there? The smart girl who sat next to me, because you remember now, her brother works at McDonald's. The person who's throwing this party is the manager of McDonald's, who just happens to live on the same block as the guy, right? Mother. So that means that this girl lives on that same block with her mother. I didn't even know all this because I lived in a different area. So I get in, and then I see her. Now, 3 of the year, this might have been the 3rd year. So this might have been, I might have been a junior then. So we hadn't seen each other in 3 years. Guys, let me tell you, in these 3 years, this girl packed on 25 pounds of booty in thighs and hips. I was like, Lord have mercy. She got her teeth fixed. Her little acne cleared up. She got rid of the glasses and opted for contacts. Her hair had grown a little longer. She maybe grew to maybe a half a foot or something like that taller. I mean, Lord have mercy. This girl, I was like, what the hell? So when she see it was me, she ran and basically jumped in my damn arms and put her legs around my back. So I'm basically holding her up. And I'm thinking to myself like, okay. You know what I mean? I ain't know what to think. So all night, we danced every damn near. Now keep in mind, guys, I can't dance a lick. It just ain't never been my thing, right? But I'm out there, you know, doing my little gangster two-step because I'm drunk than a motherfucker. So I'm out there. I don't give a fuck who watches. So I'm out there two-stepping, doing my little gangster two-step. And she danced all up on me, man. She bending over, touching her toes, just ass all up on me, right? My pipe so hard, it's about to bust the zipper on my pants. my zipper just hanging on by a thread. I swear to God, she must have danced on me about 10 records, right? And then when I finally break away from her, I'm like, hey, look, I got to sit down, you know? So I sit in the chair. She come and sit on me, on my lap, but facing me. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh my God, I got to go. I said, we going to go get a hotel room. I'm finna tear the lining off my shit, right? So we standing there, she talking to me, and I'm trying to stay, you know, conscious, keep from passing out, because I'm about ready to pass out. And so all of a sudden, she's like, oh, I'll be right back. Somebody came and whispered something in her ear. I don't remember who it was. And then she left, and she was gone so long, I was like, damn, you know, my meat started, you know, going back to normal. So I was like, let me, where the hell, where is she at? You know what I mean? Let me stay on top of this. So I'm looking around the party. I don't see her. So I'm like, man, maybe she downstairs. So for whatever reason, you know, God told me to go downstairs because it wasn't me. Normally I would have just sat there and passed out. So I go downstairs, and sure enough, she downstairs talking to her fiance. I'll give it a few minutes and let that set in, fellas. This heifer is downstairs on the porch with her fiance, and he telling her she got to bring her ass home. Well, I don't think it was her fiance, but she just said that, but it's probably just her boyfriend, but that's what they told me. You know what I mean? So I'm just going with the story, what they told me. But he was trying to get her to leave, and she was trying to stay. So I don't know what she's trying to stay to give me some, or what she, you know. So when I come downstairs and I seen that they was kind of like quasi arguing, so I was like, hey, you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'll be back upstairs in a minute, like that. So he questioned who I was. So I figured like, hey, I don't know, dude. I ain't got no reason to say nothing to him. So I ain't say nothing. I went on back upstairs. So she never did come back up. She ended up leaving. You know what I mean? So I don't know if she trying to stay with, to be with me, or was she doing that as a way to get revenge? Because in my mind, I'm thinking she basically did that as a way to get revenge, because she knew she couldn't stay, and she knew she wasn't going, you know what I mean, give me that nappy dugout. She just did all that for payback, because she had a crush on me, and I never acted on it. Yeah, I heard, you know, she was flirtatious toward me when we was in 8th grade, but she didn't look like nothing, so I just laughed it off because I didn't want to hurt her feelings due to the fact that I needed her help as far as my grades. That's how I got through 8th grade with such stellar grades, because of her. Yeah, I wouldn't even study for certain exams because I could just cheat off her paper. You know, that's how good it was. I basically cheated off her paper all year and passed with flying colors. I know it ain't right, guys, but hey, this is my mindset back then. I was like, the system ain't fair, you know, so what do you say? Why am I playing fair, you know? So that's another story that I felt that she used that as a situation to get revenge. Another situation, when I was in high school, freshman algebra. It was a chick in there. Her name was, we'll just say B, right? I'm not gonna tell you her name. Her name was, we'll just say B. She was a light-skinned black woman, black girl, skinny as hell, just like that pole right there, right? Skinny as hell, and I was pretty much a math guy, so I was like the best guy in math in our algebra class. So she used to try to sit with me for me to help her with her math. So I would help her, and so I would help her, and it was a big girl in it that I had befriended. I can't remember that girl's name now, and I used to help her. So she used to tell me, like, you know, be like you. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Because she just didn't have that body for me. I've always liked girls with body. So because she was made up like a toothpick, she couldn't get no place. Simple as that. And I wasn't mean. I still helped her with her work. And I never said anything derogatory. I didn't try to hurt her feelings. I spared her feelings, you know, just to show you how compassionate men are. We are the real compassionate ones. I spared her feelings, and I just, you know, kept helping her out, whatever. So it gets into senior year, okay? Four winters, 4 summers done passed. B done put on 35 pounds of ass, okay? She done grown into a grown woman. She's 17, looking like a grown woman. So now I'm like, oh, hell, let me get on her, right? So we got lunch together. So I'm sitting with her from the very first start of the school season. I'm sitting there with her at lunch. So everybody think we go together, but we don't. So I'm trying my best to, you know, because I'm hoping that she gonna give me, you know, give me a chance and look past the fact that I didn't give her no play in 9th grade. So I'm talking to her, and we just enjoying each other's company. And so now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, look, we seem like we getting along really well. So I'm like, shit, you know, come to the crib. And I was staying with my grandmother at the time. I said, my grandmother going down south for a couple of weeks to take care of her sister, my aunt. So, you know, me and my cousin, he a couple years older than me, we got the house to ourselves for 2 weeks. I said, so shit, come on by the house. And I'm hoping I get it to the house, and then I could just go ahead and, you know, close that deal. So she tells me, okay, cool, fine. What day? Give her the address and the time, and she's supposed to meet me over there. I go home, got the house all cleaned up, made up my bed finally, you know, smelling good, got on some decent clothes. All day go by. Do you know this girl never showed? Never showed. The next day, I'm like furious, right? I don't see her. The next day, I don't see her. The next day, I don't see her. I'm still sitting at our table every day, and she's not coming to school. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I started thinking like, damn, maybe something happened to her, right? So about a week go by. I'm just sitting at our table by myself, and I don't see her nowhere. So about that following week, her friend came and sat at the table. Cute little chick, you know, her name was Ivory. She came and like, yeah, her mother got a job out of state, and so she transferred out. So she lives in another state now. I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you know, and I'm like, well, she could have told me that, you know what I mean? We still could be cool. Maybe I'll, you know, get a car and go to that state and visit her or whatever. And she was like, well, nah, you probably don't want to do that. And I was like, well, why is that? Is it something you know that I don't know? And she was like, yeah. She was just stringing you along the whole time. She had no intentions on getting with you because she said it was payback for you not giving her a chance in 9th grade. That was her revenge, to string me along half the year and not give me none. And she knew she was gonna be making this transition to a new school out of state. I was like, are you kidding me? She was like, yeah. And she said, you know, that's wrong. That's wrong what she did to you. And she said, you need a real woman. She was like, I'm like, oh, so what does that mean? She was like, you need a real woman like me. I wouldn't do nothing like that. I'm like, really? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, well, shoot, I got one more week before my grandmama come back. I'm like, hey, maybe you can come by the house. And she was like, shoot, bet, let's go. Man, I took her back to my grandmama's house. We walked from school that day to my house, and I laid the smackdown on her. She only let me get it that one time, you know what I mean? Because she had a boyfriend that I knew who was in jail, right? But he had got out, and that kind of like, she went back to dude, but at least she gave me the opportunity to smash. I never said nothing, and I know dude, you know what I mean? Me and him know, I think he's dead now though, but he got killed in a gang fight back in the day. But I knew him, and me and him was cool, but we kind of knew each other from afar or whatever. So, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But that's another case of revenge. And what I notice is a lot of these women, when you don't like them at the same time that they like you, and then later on in life, when they basically looking their best, they're gonna remember, and it's their chance to get revenge on you, which is the dumbest shit in the world. But you know what? It don't make sense on why they do this, and we'll see what happens, because I don't think that that's smart at all. I don't think that's smart at all, because in the end, here he is, somebody that you knew growing up, they got a chance to see you when you was developing, would probably treat you a lot better than somebody that's new. But you know, they opt to try to get revenge when you wasn't even thinking about you wasn't even thinking about them like that. They're trying to get revenge on you, and you was still developing yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy. But here's the thing, guys. We get the ultimate revenge because that short window of their beauty, and they finally hit that wall, and you see them much later. Like now, I get to see some of these people, some of these same women, I get to see them now at 50, and Lord have mercy, the wall has crashed their asses. They have literally crashed into the wall, going 100 miles an hour. And they see me, they just can't believe, damn, you still look good, huh? That's the type of stuff I be hearing when I see these same women. Uh-oh. So nature helps us men by giving us the best and the ultimate revenge. So now I see these same girls at 50, and Lord have mercy, they are toe up from the flow up, as we say, from the west side of Chicago. They're toe up from the flow up. Okay? And it's a good thing they decided to curve me when they was at the peak of their beauty, because now I'm at the peak of my beauty and I get to curve them. beautiful, 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 beautiful. And now they really hate it because now they see how good I'm doing. I'm looking good. I'm in shape. I'm still attractive. I've been fighting age, with a vengeance, eating right, drinking plenty of water. I've been clean and sober for, 35 years. Yeah, I haven't had a drink or a smoke in 35 years. Okay? No drugs, no marijuana, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no nothing. Straight edge lifestyle for 35 years. Okay? So it has helped me turn back the clock. So now I was invited to go to class reunion for 8th grade. One of the girls is throwing it, and they was looking for me, but nobody had my phone number. So I remember going to the barbershop last summer, and one of the guys that was a year younger than me, he saw me in the barbershop, and he was like, "Hey man, everybody was looking for you." I'm like, what are you talking about? Everybody looking for me. He's like, "Yeah, we had a reunion for the 8th grade class, and everybody was wondering where you was at." And I'm like, "Shit, I'm still around." Like, "Yeah, but nobody had your number because they wanted you to come." I'm like, "Well, it's cool. Here's my number. When they had the next one, you let me know." I can't wait to show up. Can't wait to show up. Put my, get me some Maury. I got some new Maury Gators. Throw my Maury Gators on. Throw me some nice slacks on. You dig? Get me a nice little shirt. Get me a nice clean bald head and shave up this beard. And throw on one of my 17 watches. Shine up the old Black Beauty. And show up and be like, "How you like me now?" You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are dying, so it's good to return to these reunions. A lot of people are like, "Oh, forget them reunions." People were, we was developing then, and we didn't know who we were and the power that we really possessed. We didn't have any men to tell us and to let us know this. So, of course, we didn't know our true power back then. That's why I made so many blunders as a kid. And I can't go back and change it. But one thing I can change, I can change the present. And by changing the present, I change the future. So, yeah, I would love to go to those reunions now. But now it's the ultimate revenge. All the women that slapped the wall going 100 miles an hour. And here I am looking great. Yeah, I can't wait to go and flaunt it in their face. You know what I mean? And unattached. No chain, no ball and chain on my hip. You know what I mean? I can't wait to go. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, revenge. And just know that when you try to get a second chance with some of these chicks and you didn't give them a chance when they wanted you, that they're going to harvest some type of grudge, or they're going to be looking to get revenge. So just for you to know that and not fall victim to it, because me and my ignorant brain back then, I was thinking that I had a chance to get back with these women when they got to the peak of their beauty, not knowing that they were going to hold a grudge against me. And if I had known that, I wouldn't have tried. You know what I mean? I could have upstaged them. What I should have did, I should have upstaged them because even though B was fine, it was a few sisters that was finer than B that I should have been focusing on instead of focusing on her. So I basically wasted a year and got associated with her. So when the other girls would see me, they wouldn't give me the time of day, because now they see me associated with B, so they think we're together even though we wasn't. You know what I mean? So I basically shot myself in the foot, and that's because I didn't know. But now I know. You know what I mean? That women hold revenge and grudges in their heart if you didn't like them when they liked you. So now I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't do that at all. I see these women to this day, and they be having the Google eyes at me. I pretend like I don't see it. You know what I mean? Because now it's all about, I'm looking too good, and that probably will give them rationale in their mind to try to, destroy that, because they're not doing as well. You know what I mean? But that's my story time for the day. 4 or 5 stories of women seeking revenge based off of some stuff that wasn't even true. I wasn't mean, malicious, none of that toward none of these ladies, these girls. You know what I mean? I just wasn't interested at that time. They didn't fit my ideal body type. I didn't necessarily have a face type, but body type, I like a nice, thick, stallion type. Not fat, not overweight, not obese, not 2 chins, not 3 stomachs. None of that. Just thick. You know what I mean? And they didn't fit that body type, so I didn't want them. Simple as that. But I wasn't mean, malicious. I didn't try to, clown them. Like, get your stick figure olive oil looking ass out of here. Now, I probably said those things, but they never heard me say it. So because nobody ever heard me say it, it didn't happen. Simple as that. But that's what it's about, revenge, guys, with women, and they hold grudges. So we need to know that. We need to acknowledge that. And they're looking for any opportunity to act on that revenge. Okay? So we got to not fall victim to that and know that they operate this way, because we be operating out of naivete by thinking that they don't think this way, but this is the way they think. Okay? So we can save ourselves a lot of, because she basically stole my time. B did. B stole my time, and so did the girl dancing on me at the party. She stole my time because she occupied 10 songs in a row, then sit on my lap, so that didn't give me room to see nobody else in the party. Because quiet as it kept, it was another girl at that party who liked me, who I ended up trying to date later on. It actually was the manager's younger sister. And me and her tried to date after that, but she ended up getting pregnant. And then her and the dude broke up. And when I circled back around to her, she told me that she was a few months pregnant. And if I didn't mind, because she was pregnant by her asshole, she would date me, but do I mind her being pregnant? And of course, at that time, I wasn't stupid. I did mind. And so I ghosted her, But it was another girl at that party who liked me. And she was a nice looking chick. She was just a couple years younger than me. But I would have took her because she was cute and she had a nice body. You know what I mean? But because that chick occupied all my time, I never got an opportunity to even know that. Now, if she hadn't did that, then I might have noticed that chick, and then who knows, I might have ended up with that girl, because she was a cutie pie. Now she's hit the wall too now. I've seen her recently, and she's hit the wall. She's big as hell. She put on like 50, 60 pounds. Her face the same size as a bowling ball. She got the double chin, and she got 2 stomachs. So I guess I dodged the bullet, but back then she was at the height of her beauty. That would have been the time to be with her. You know what I mean? But okay, guys, know that these women are revengeful, and they harbor grudges, and they'll never forget. Okay, the best way to upstage them is to just bypass them and get to something better, and not even let them steal your time, because in each one of these scenarios, they basically stole my time. They stole my time, and it prevented me from having opportunities with other young ladies that possibly liked me from afar and that was afraid to approach. But now I know, that was on my mind today when I woke up, and I won't allow that to happen no more. Now I don't tolerate that at all. Nothing. Once a woman, if she's not a woman of her word, if she tell me something and she don't stick to her word, I'm ghosting. I talked to a lady yesterday on the phone. Got her number. She gave me her number from the dating website. Called her. We talked for a few minutes. Then she said, oh, I got to run in here and make sure something. I'm going to call you back in about 15, 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes came and went. All day went. It was yesterday afternoon. Never called me. Then she sent me a text this morning, or this afternoon, talking about, how's everything going? I'm ghosting her. The first time you don't honor your word when you say something, you know, I'm ghosting. I ain't got time for that, because this tells me something about her. Okay? She's a time waster. You know? What was she doing that was so important? She's not working, that she couldn't send a text saying, okay, I got busy, I got tied up, whatever. Or even this morning, she should have said something to the effect of, I got tied up yesterday and I couldn't get back to you. But that ain't what she said. She started off, she didn't say good afternoon, good morning, nothing. Just, how's everything going? I'm like, so I ignored it. So I'm not even responding to it no more. Simple as that. You know what I mean? But this is what we got to do. We can't let women waste our time. So if they say something to us and they don't keep their word, adios. Pew! That's my sound effect. That's how I sound when I ghost their ass. Pew! Adios. I'm out of here. I am not letting you waste a moment of my time. Simple as that. But okay, guys, we at 45 minutes. Let me get off here and let you guys get back to y'all Sunday. Hopefully you all are feeling strong, you're feeling safe, you're making some life decisions, you're coming up with your goals, you know, you're figuring out ways to get your second income, you know, you're not letting people waste your time, and you're taking care of yourself. You know, all the things that men I need to be doing, we need to be like supermen for ourselves, and that's what I see. We need to be supermen for ourselves. You know what I mean? Save ourselves. Put the cape on to save our damn self. The hell with saving others. Now, we can put the cape on. I advocate putting the cape on to save children, animals, and ourselves. Women, they on their own. They say they don't need us, so they can put the cape on and save their own goddamn asses. But okay, guys, I love you all. Keep hitting the thumbs up button. For whatever reason, YouTube is not showing up. I went in there to try to correct it, but it's just something they're doing. But I'm seeing the likes, so just know I am seeing them. So y'all just keep hitting it, whether you see it show up on your end or not. I'm seeing them on when I look through the analytics. I'm still seeing it. Keep coming with your comments, and keep suggesting my channel. You know, trying to grow this channel to be big as possible, and give y'all real information. You know what I mean? Because I haven't really heard too many people talk about revenge and the fact that women hold grudges, and they hold it for years and years and years. And if they ever see you again, they're gonna act on, you know, those grudges, and they're gonna act on the fact that you didn't give them the time of day when they wanted you, you know. But it is what it is. Okay, at least we know now, and men can start bringing up your stories about women holding grudges against you, or being revengeful or hateful towards you. Okay? All right, guys. Peace and hair grease.